Hello, and welcome to this presentation. Today, we will discuss a complete communication strategy for Deloitte US following a class action harassment lawsuit filed against a regional office. My name is Christopher Lawrence, and I am a senior consulting manager focusing on government contractors. For the duration of this presentation, I will refer to the complete communication strategy as CCS or strategy. To start, why do we need a new strategy? A new CCS is in order following this most recent development for numerous reasons. Firstly, while the company has navigated class action suits before, we have not faced a class action lawsuit from employees. This calls for a redesigned manner of handling the situation and communicating with both internal and external audiences. These kinds of changes include the flow and timeline of information, as well as various internal changes. Secondly, the firm must show change in facing this current enemy. Settling previous cases of harassment and discrimination was on a much smaller scale of ethical breaches. Currently, an entire office is being held accountable for alleged harassment, something that requires suitable correction. In changing the way we respond together, it shows the public that the firm is taking the issue seriously. Lastly, the new CCS is meant to bring about positive change in the company that can prevent more harassment and discrimination from occurring in the future. Clearly, past methods were ineffective at safeguarding employees' rights and privacy following single cases. Providing some more background on the issue at hand, as previously mentioned, there is a class action lawsuit against Deloitte US for widespread harassment at the office located in Tysons Corner, Virginia. 100 past and current female employees are pursuing justice through the district courts. Consequences of the suit include fines, terminations, reconsidered positions, and any costs associated with redesigning interactions with human resources. The data represented shows the percentage of harassment cases filed in the U.S. by sex for the fiscal years of 2018 through 2021. As shown in the graphs, women face more harassment in the office, and they face significantly more sexual harassment. The goals of the CCS can be quickly defined as doing the right thing. Specifically, that means hitting three major goals. The first goal is to ensure that employees know what is going on and feel safe in the immediate timeline. Employees must feel that their day-to-day requirements can be fulfilled safely and comfortably. The problems experienced at one office do not represent the whole firm, but employees have every right to question the ethics and integrity of all management following this lapse in proper conduct. The second large goal is to root out any past or future aggressors within the firm. Sexual harassment is a blight on the workplace that would not be tolerated whatsoever. In plain language, the firm must be strict and swift when executing matters of justice and be proactive in keeping such scenarios from arising in the first place. The company must protect all employees from all angles of sexual misconduct in the future. This kind of change requires lots of time, training, and resources to accomplish, but will pay off for the firm and its employees in perpetuity. Thirdly, the firm needs to ensure that the public image has not been tainted by this problem. The circumstances of a private company's public image do not have a share price to negatively impact, but they can certainly impact future client engagement and regulatory enforcement. The firm should generate positive feedback in through communities, through outreach and philanthropy, as well as spreading positive stories from employees at the firm. This means using various modes and media to show off employees who have had a good experience while working here. Addressing the issue starts and ends with teamwork. Harassment spans a wide range of conduct violations. Small aggressions can include verbal affronts to character or dignity or unsolicited physical contact. More grievous violations include power exploitation, physical assault, and serious sexual misconduct. In a work environment, there must be a check on the power held by any position, either by review boards, higher management, or human resources. Theory is a good start, but what are the exact steps the firm should take to solve this crisis? Firstly, the firm should inform all internal audiences of the situation. This should be done immediately and provide employees with all of the information available to the company. This kind of exchange would best be done via internal memos. To abstract this step to a general communication strategy, simply change the contents of the memos and, in some cases, you may need to reconsider who is directly impacted or impact adjacent. The next action is to address external audiences with relevant information. This step should be completed quickly for 3 reasons. 1. We wish to keep internally oriented information from making its way to the front page of the news. Second, the firm should keep the media from being able to get the jump on the problem and direct negative energy toward the company. Lastly, and arguably most important, is that the firm should maintain a forthcoming and honest image. This information can be presented via a press release. This way, information is concisely and professionally displayed and composed by the firm itself. Abstracting this step is as easy as the last one, where you would consider the general public and give them all the information they need to understand that you are working on a solution. The third step involves changes to be made to the workflow of the company to guarantee employee safety. This step has a longer timeline than the others, but must start right away. These internal changes are centered around a rebuilding of the Human Resources Department with an updated mission to keep employees from being harassed and discriminated against based on sex. Human Resources should monitor meetings and general workplace interactions. Particularly, they should be focused on the small group environments where power exploitation is more likely to occur. In abstracting this step, the firm should change itself in response to changes internally and externally. This can range from terminating individuals who put themselves before the firm to restructuring policies to align with regulatory shifts. Another aspect of this change would be extensively training all employees, current and future, in the matter of ethical workplace behavior, with a focus on the expected behavior from those higher up in the hierarchy. The fourth major step pertains to rebuilding the public image of the company. In this case, an appropriate solution is a positivity campaign that emphasizes the good in the company. Specifically, this campaign would include posting short interviews and positive quotes on social media platforms such as TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and Snapchat. These would be executed starting in the short term and eventually develop into short on-air interviews after sufficient background has been developed. To abstract this step to a general strategy, the firm needs to reinforce a positive public image. This can be done most effectively by using actions to disprove sentiments surrounding the firm. An example of such would be exercising elevated philanthropy in response to a cheapskate sentiment. The final component of this presentation is the long-term analysis of the strategy. Regular check-ins will help to ensure that this strategy does not become ineffective for the next time a major communication strategy is needed. Assessing the strategy long-term is an issue that requires many different perspectives and inputs. For starters, individuals in the company should be able to directly and anonymously, both physically and digitally, communicate with human resources and management to convey both positive and negative feelings about the company. However, crowdsourcing feedback is not the only way the CCS should be assessed. The CCS should also employ check-ins every couple of weeks towards the beginning of the timeline and slowly reduce it to months at a time. This way, initial reception can be monitored and acted upon, and future components of the strategy can be analyzed and developed to fit the needs of the company. Such check-ins would need to measure some list of metrics. One such metric would be training completion rates and post-training assessments. There should also be human resources metrics that measure the number of cases started and those resolved, including the speed at which these cases are resolved. Employee turnover rates, exit interviews, and managerial reports should also all be analyzed in these meetings. Additionally, and in this case, most important, is the legal team's process on the lawsuit. In conclusion, the firm must ensure that audiences are properly and timely notified of developments and that action is taken to prevent future problems like this from arising in the future. Thank you and have a good day.